it's red versus red. While one team shining the brightest red fades away, the other team shows inconsistencies of how bright they can shine. What's up and welcome to Ground Reality. With me is Siddharth Punjabi. I'm Rohan Manglani. What's up, Sidhu?
Hey Ron, how are you doing?
Very well. I think Bombay wants to hear you and your opinion on on the games on Liverpool. You're one of the prominent Liverpool fans over here. Liverpool fans in 1996, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So my first game in 1996 was when I was in Mauritius. I watched this game, the United versus Liverpool game at Old Trafford, and I think that score finished 3-all. And I had to choose between United and Liverpool, and I think I made the wisest choice. Since
Are you sure?
I think so.
There are a lot of
At least as of now, yes, because last time we won the league, so it's fine.
Well, you won the league for the first time. United's done that, how many times.
I know that. Yeah,
I don't like that count either. But all right. But before we get into the segment, I think Sidhu, one thing which we have to address is that we've heard and we've been watching so many shows on YouTube, and we've watching this fandom has reached a level where you create a relation with the fans. And it's extremely sad that Claude from AFTV has passed away. Our condolences together with Claude's family.
Absolutely.
But I think that also is that's new age fandom, that fans actually create a relationship with the people who they are talking and listening to. You may not remember players down the years, you may not remember managers down the years, but you definitely remember passionate fans.
Absolutely.
So I think our hearts go out to Claude and his family, and to the entire Arsenal family for that matter.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Sidhu. Now it's 7th versus 9th. You would have never thought you would be in this position, 4 points away from Arsenal in a season like this.
Oh no, not at all. At the start of the season, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, the worst title defense in history of the Premier League.
I'm glad you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reality check for us. We had the best 2020 possible, and the minute we hit 2021, it was just the downfall from there. I don't think anybody has ever seen such a bad, title defense. But what do? You can't really blame the players or the managers as of now. It's just that the situation which we are in.
Now, what is that situation?
So I've always been saying that the biggest mistake we did was by selling Lovren last year, and we let him go without replacing him. That was a bigger mistake. But of course, saying that, we also lost Gomez and Van Dijk, and as you can see, that has cost us our title defense. Our defense has cost us the title defense.
Well, at some level, I do agree that yes, the defense has been lacking. There have been injuries. There's no doubt about it. It's happened to Arsenal so many times in the last, 5-8 years, that every season we find ourselves in a mess. But you can't really, that's not an excuse anymore for clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool in this whole thing. Nobody recognizes it as as a valid reason anymore, because you're supposed to still deliver. You're supposed to, and honestly speaking, from first you can lose the title and you can still fight for the top 4. You can fight for the top 6. But I mean, Liverpool went through a phase just like Arsenal. But Arsenal, you can obviously debate in the situation they are now with their manager, with their players leaving. But Liverpool is a solid unit. So I mean, what's the
Yeah, so like I've been saying this all season, and the thing what has changed is that we've, of course, losing players is one thing, but I think the pressure has got to the top 6 to get that top 6, rather top 4, and you have 6 major clubs in England chasing that top 4, and I would probably add Everton and West Ham this season as well, and Arsenal being not they're in the top 6 right now.
And just
of
if
course,
we beat you, then you would.
Yeah. So if you all beat us, then it's a different thing. But we're only 5 points behind Chelsea, and that's 4th spot. But I don't, honestly, if you ask me personally, I think Klopp would probably focus more on Europe rather than trying to chase the top 4. Because,
so you think that you have a have a shot at the Champions League,
I'm not saying but
coming in the top 6 and top 4 is difficult.
No, top 6. No, I'm saying top 4.
Okay.
Because top 4, I'm assuming that the best that we could get is 4th spot. There's nothing better than that. And I don't know what Arsenal are chasing this season. Probably top 6. Maybe.
No, I think we're finishing a top half. We're chasing a top half finish.
Yeah, you sure you don't want to finish first on the second page of the table?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we've gotten ourselves out of that position. But I think that what we are really chasing is probably the top 6, and this so much you're laughing, it may not happen after on Sunday morning. I will give you a call.
Like I said, may the best team win, but I think we have the edge this on Saturday night because
I love it.
Our away form is better than our home form, so we're lucky to actually play all
That
the
is
way.
true.
Yeah, I don't know how good Arsenal's
Y'all
home form
haven't
is.
drawn in the last 12 games. Y'all have scored in your last 6.
Yes.
Y'all have scored in all your last 6 away games. So that's a crucial stat also.
Absolutely. We're lucky that we're playing y'all at the Emirates and not at Anfield, because I think at Anfield y'all probably would have the edge over us. But
oh really?
It's okay.
That's
It's
weird.
okay, yeah.
I mean, I've never thought as going to Anfield as an advantage. I mean, no.
I don't think for the last 3 years anybody has thought that till 2020, but in 2021 everything has changed. We've had Burnley, we've had Chelsea, who probably didn't take any points of us for the last 3 seasons at Anfield. We had other smaller clubs, the so-called smaller clubs, take a lot of points from us at Anfield, and when I say points, I don't mean 1 point, I mean 3 points. So there's a very big difference between that and having said that, 3 years being undefeated, I think it's 3.5 years, if I'm not mistaken. It was 58 games that we've been undefeated at Anfield, and suddenly we've gone 7 games at Anfield without a win. So yeah, that's the irony.
Yeah, well, that brings us to the next topic which we are going to talk about, which is the managers. All right, Sidhu. On your request, I've worn this Arsenal jersey. Because you were getting very irritated I was not wearing the jersey. What's the reason?
Because of course, seeing you sweat, being an Arsenal fan, I understand that.
Arsenal fans sweat, we sweat all the time.
Wearing the jersey, you're definitely going to sweat more now, right?
Till the game is not over, we're sweating. That's the point. But since you brought that up, I'll just tell you what the producer of the show has written. Liverpool top 4 chances very bleak.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Realistically, of course, but we're Liverpool fans. We never give up hope. And you know that we've seen that in ever since I've been a fan, we never
the Premier League.
We never give up hope at 3-0 at AC Milan when we were down 3-0. We never gave up hope
night in
against Dortmund, which was again I think 3-4 years back in the Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the tendency to make a comeback, as we call it, and we did do it last year as well, winning it after 30 years. So,
well done and congratulations. Since it was COVID, we never got a chance to meet, so here it goes. Congratulations.
Thank you. You're saying that for the first time ever, right?
Yeah, to a Liverpool fan for sure. Yeah. Anyway, the point being, we are talking about the managers now, Sidhu. There was something very interesting I read in The Athletic, which came out saying that they did a rating of all the teams and of all the fans, whether they want their managers to be still there next year at the same time next year. So 2022, March or April. And Arsenal was rated 10th, in the ratings.
First two.
Yeah, so Arsenal, it's like Arsenal fans probably
in
still
the middle,
mixed opinion, about that. Now, Liverpool fans wanted Klopp to be there and they were rated second. You were number 2. That's the way. So, is that the true sentiment?
So honestly, if you ask me personally, I don't see there's anything wrong that has happened in the last 5 years since Klopp has been there. Of course, given the last 3 months have been bad, but they say, right, that
you got your first win
form
in March.
Is temporary, class is permanent, right? So I'm hoping that happens. There were rumors that Gerrard was going to come in to take over from Klopp.
Would you like that?
But he's too. It's too raw. It's too. It's a very big difference between managing a team in Scotland and managing a team in England. The English press are brutal, man. They'll kill him if the same thing what Klopp is doing and Gerrard goes to the same thing. Gerrard probably wouldn't be able to handle it. It's just that Klopp has also had a lot of his past which has benefited him. He's won the league. He's won the Champions League. He's made it to 2 finals. He's also won us the World Club Cup, which is another big thing. So given all of that, that's the only reason why we're still going to stick behind him and play. And
no, because obviously you got your first Premier League title and you struggled with so many managers before that. But the theory also is that Klopp is good with teams who are not at the top but have potential to reach the top, like Borussia Dortmund.
Absolutely.
Like the team he came in, which was the team he was coaching before Dortmund?
It was Mainz, right?
Yeah, and he made them, he got them through, he got them promoted, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
And then he got them through in that division. So he's very good with teams who have the potential to reach high.
Correct.
But when the team has
once
reached
they peaked
high,
out, yes,
when they
absolutely.
peak now, that's the true test of consistency.
And that happened. That
so
same
Alex
thing happened.
Ferguson and Arsene Wenger were managers who could make sure that their teams stay at the top.
Consistency.
You know,
Correct.
whereas when it comes to Klopp, he's very different from that. He's not been able to get that consistency going in whatever club he's been at. He always struggles. When he left Dortmund, they were almost going to get relegated that season.
I was getting to that point. So like you said, absolutely, you're absolutely spot on that. That he knows how to take a club from a level to the next level and probably the next level. But when you get to a certain level, and there's I would probably say there's nothing more further to go up the ladder. Then it's very tough for any manager. But now I think the key would be consistently staying at that level, which obviously has dropped in the last 3-4 months. So it is going to be a big challenge. But I would still stick with him because also
because you have no option.
I mean, I would definitely not want Gerrard as a successor right now. He's too raw.
Same thing may happen. What happened to Lampard?
Yeah, same. So same thing. Yeah, exactly. And you saw what happened to Lampard, right? He stayed for 1.5 seasons.
No, but that's Chelsea's theory.
Yeah.
Sack and then improve.
Exactly.
Sack and improve.
And they have done it right now by I mean, I don't know how, but they have done it right now with Tuchel because he's pretty. I mean, I didn't rate him as high as what he's already given the performance. He's been unbeaten, right? And that is something which is probably something you need to look out for next season because it's already City at a very top level. United are catching up. If Chelsea also are there, then again we're going to probably be left with playing only for the 4th spot as the start of the season where we end the season.
Yeah, that's definitely
so that's the thing. So the like they say the levels of the Premier League are just getting better. The standards are getting better. So to keep up with that, yes, you need to raise your game. And Klopp. I mean, I don't see Klopp raising better than what he did last year. But even if he maintains that, I think that will be good enough for him to stick around for the next till his contract expires, which is I think in 2023 or 2024. He renewed his contract last year for 4 years, 3 years or 4 years. So I think it's in 2024.
But the point is, will he last that much in a Premier League which is so competitive? Look, Liverpool is not going to get that much of money to spend like Man City, like Man United. Probably they are more in the Liverpool, Arsenal, Everton will probably spend similar money. It's these 2-3 clubs which is going to spend like more money than the rest. But that's the point, right? He came there with whatever he had. You sold Coutinho, you sold some of your top players, you sold Sterling, you sold a lot of Daniel Sturridge, you sold Luis Suarez, and you made this team. From this point of time, this team needs to change. This team needs something else. I think it's becoming too monotonous, the play. I think the players also want something more exciting. Now there were exciting additions like Jota came in, like Thiago Alcantara, who is probably for me one of the best European midfielders. He came in but
on paper he's one of the best.
So they've not clicked. Maybe we are saying that at this moment because there's no Virgil van Dijk, there's no Gomez, there's a lack of centre backs also. But yeah, I mean it's something to see.
And that boils down to the same thing that we've lost Henderson, Fabinho in midfield, and we've put them in a position where they are not their best, although they've done a pretty good job playing centre back and all of that. But our midfield becomes very stagnant because you're going to play with a makeshift of Milner, who's probably aging, still fit though, but he's not a creative player. You play Wijnaldum, who's a player who plays side passes, and Thiago, who's probably one of the world's best midfielders, but he's definitely not able to fit into Klopp's style of play, and that's one of the reasons why Klopp is trying to play around him.
No, I think that Thiago is a player who can fit into anybody's style of play. I think the problem is that when you play Thiago, Wijnaldum and Fabinho together, then who's playing that that cam?
Yeah.
Who's playing the cam? Who's going in the front? Who's linking the passes? I mean, these guys are good. They are pivots. They pass further.
They ping the balls
they
pass
further.
Do the defensive
but who's going to carry the ball? Who's going to take it to the box? Who's going to make those dribbles?
So that's where we miss Coutinho.
Yes, that's where you miss Coutinho. But I mean, look, you get some and you lose some. But that's Let's quickly talk about Europe now. Some say that this is a good opportunity for Liverpool and for Real Madrid. Both have not had the best season. both are, both have just about made it to, the Champions League after the seasons they're having in their leagues. What's your take on
It's the, I mean, round of 16, we did a pretty decent job against Leipzig,
which is
who
not
were-
that
it
Leipzig,
was-
but which it
yeah,
was 2-3
but
years ago.
it was still a decent job because we did some, we also I think what played to our advantage was that we played at a neutral venue, so maybe the Anfield factor was not there. And
So now you think that Anfield is becoming a curse?
I'm not a curse, but it's just
From a fortress from a fortress to a curse.
It's just they say, right, like
Things in football change very
yeah,
fast.
exactly. And form is temporary, class is permanent, blah blah blah. But the point being out here that it has
So
been
why have
enough-
we just seen the form of Klopp and not the class of Klopp till now?
because 2021 has been tough. So we hopefully, I mean, this is just the start. So we still have another eight months left for the year. So I'm hoping that something comes good. But having said that, I want to ask you something, Ron. That where do you see Arsenal finishing at the end of the season?
So I think that Arsenal have had
Realistically.
so realistically for me, not finishing in the top 4 is a poor season. If you want to sack the manager, go ahead and sack the manager.
But then
It's as
you
simple
had
as that.
like a poor season for the last 8 years?
No, ever since I
Ever
think
since Wenger left, right?
the Wenger year and the year before Wenger, that was the 2 years which Arsenal
was what,
did
5
finish.
years back. Right?
Yeah,
4
5 years back.
5 years back.
And see, Arsenal as a board have made poor decisions. Like we've made poor decisions. The fact is that we went and got Unai Emery, and then we went and then we sacked him, and then Freddie was doing the job for a bit,
Yes.
and then there was now Mikel Arteta. If you have to link these things, these are cheap options which the club went for. There was Allegri was available. At the time when Wenger was retiring, I think there was a couple of other managers who were available. Arsenal, if they really wanted to get somebody, Ancelotti went to Everton. Like I would
Correct.
take Ancelotti any day over Unai Emery or a Mikel Arteta. Now, what Mikel Arteta achieves in the next 1-2 seasons is something which is a 50-50,
The
right?
question is he going to last for the next 2 seasons? Will the board have the patience to
So
keep
Arsenal
it
has
there?
never been a club which has been
There's
known
never
to
been a
sack.
sacking club, but
So,
I mean,
and
if you
not-
finish like 8th, 9th, then what do you think?
So I believe if we finish 8th, 9th, then he must go, because I mean we've seen this season over season over season over season, and it's high time you put your foot down and say, you know what, no, even if you've played 1 or 2 good games, or if you've had 1 or 2 good months in the season, and if you played fantastic football, which I feel that there have been, Arsenal has done that in this season, but I think that that's not the problem. The problem is that what do you want out of your season? And what are you doing to get out of your season that much? Like Liverpool actually sold Coutinho. They sold the big players. They bought 2 players worth 160 million in Alisson and Van Dijk. That's the way they went. They got a world-class manager in Klopp from Germany.
Correct.
Arsenal has been taking the cheap options. Or they're getting managers who will not demand coming to Arsenal. Normally managers will, they'll make you sign a pre-clause and say that, okay, I'm coming for 3 years. This is what I want. These are the players I want. I want a fixed 150 million every transfer window. And because these two must have said, okay, you know what, we're not coming with such demands, Arsenal must have said, great, then let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so I think this you have a good point out there, because it's very important when you sack or when a big manager like Wenger or a Ferguson leaves. You need a succeeder who can at least, if not better them, at least stay at that level where they've succeeded them from. The successor has to be a good successor. Now, of course, I don't know about United, but Moyes was obviously not the best option. The same thing I would say for Arsenal. You go for a tried and tested manager who's probably been in England or who's a world class manager, by not signing Unai Emery and passing on the succession to somebody who will, if not win you a trophy,
But at least
keep you there.
But
Because then the transition period to moving from top 4 to 6 to then 8, then to go back from 8 back to top 4 is you're just going to go back and forth with managers, because you need
But that's
somebody
what is
who's-
happening to United ever since.
It happened to United.
No, I mean it's happening also to United. It's not like
To a certain
It's not
extent,
like
yes.
they've finished any 2 seasons back to back,
Yeah.
second and third.
Correct.
I mean, Arsenal also, for that matter, have not been able to finish in the top 4, and that is something which Arsene Wenger was explaining when the time he was there,
Correct.
saying that you don't understand.
Fourth
how-
is a big trophy, right?
It is a
It's
trophy.
as good as a trophy.
Look, it may not be a trophy, but if you come 4th, then you can sign much better players in the next season. You have more
Absolutely,
money
more
as a
money.
club. You get an influx
More
of
TV
50 to
rights.
60 million,
Absolutely.
which gives you that that thing to take it to confidence to buy more players and pay their wages, because otherwise how are you going to pay?
Absolutely.
And also playing in the Champions League compared to the Europa League has its financial implications, like a 20-25 million.
And the Thursday-Sunday game, right?
Yeah,
the psychological thing
You
of
see,
the Thursday
luckily-
playing on the Thursday night and the
Luckily,
Sunday.
because of the youngsters which are there at Arsenal Football Club at the moment, we've not really felt that being heavy on us, because these guys are young, they can play.
Correct.
It's better than playing a Mesut Ozil on twice a week, or it's better than playing some of the older guys. And talking about older guys, I have to mention this, that at one point in the January transfer window, Sidhu did tell me that he wants to bring Squadron Mustafi to Liverpool.
Yeah, but given the defense options we had, we were better off playing a Mustafi rather than playing Fabinho and
You
Henderson
got
in the
Osman
defense.
Kabak.
No, well,
He is
happy with
phenomenal.
him. Yeah, he's good. He's good, no doubt.
Yeah.
But just talk about Ozil. Where's Ozil right now?
Ozil has gone to Turkey.
He's moved to Turkey finally.
Thank God. Thank you, Ozil.
He's given
Thank
a lot
you,
of nightmare curses to FPL managers. Well, not FPL, but draft managers at least.
Yeah,
who
but I
have
mean-
taken them.
But the guy was, good man. It's all, all ends
Yeah.
that, all's well that ends well, I think.
At
when
least
it
you'll have
comes
got
to-
a big wage off your bill.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
definitely.
time.
Huge
Big
difference.
time,
Huge difference.
yeah.
Okay, on that note, Sidhu, now what is your final prediction for this game? Are you going to take my call on Sunday morning?
I think you might not take my call on Sunday morning.
You're
because,
that
I,
confident.
I think we're going to. My prediction is 2-1 to Liverpool.
Okay, well, my prediction, I'm going to go with a draw, because I don't feel that Arsenal will win, nor do I feel that they'll lose. But I'm going to stick to a draw. And I also feel that Kieran Tierney is going to be a better left back than
Robertson, no. I was going to ask you that question before that.
I know.
What is
It's
your
a-
take on Tierney? Because, so that's a good. Tierney's one of my favorite left backs after Robertson.
Yeah.
He's done a good job.
Well, he's going to go
But
ahead
he's got
of
an
Robertson.
error. He's got an error in him.
He's going to go
here
ahead
and
of
there.
Robertson.
He's got a very that mistake in him here and there.
Okay, and since you're here, I'm also going to ask you, which is a bigger club?
Liverpool any day.
What, in trophies?
Any day.
Global
Anyway.
recognition?
Anyway.
Come on.
Anyway,
Global
by
recognition.
the way, Liverpool are the biggest club in India.
Well, maybe the
In
biggest club in
Asia,
Bandra. But I don't
In
know.
Asia,
I
they're the
don't-
biggest club in Asia, the biggest club in Mumbai. We have the one biggest supporters, which is Liverpool Mumbai Supporters Club. And I've been a part of it for the last 10 years nearly now.
Yeah.
And we had for the United game, we pull in like a good 900 people, 1,000 people,
Well,
which is a big amount for,
Yeah.
for-
Well, you tell the Liverpool Mumbai is a high from ground reality.
Yes,
And do you have
I
any
will.
message for the one group which we are on, which is the fantasy football group? Do you have anything specific to say to a
particular person?
So, if you have, you must do it now.
I will save that for later. Maybe it's not rated for kids, so we'll save it for later.
No, we can mute it. We're good in that. He'll still get the point.
Any
Any hand gestures? Okay, we leave that. Okay.
We'll leave that for the next time.
Guys, thank you for joining us. We all hope cumulatively, collectively that Arsenal win. But yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you.
Good one, man.